Tuesday, April 7th, and here's some of the news beyond the headlines. French commandos have freed a Dutch tourist held hostage for 3 years. Jacques Rijke was taken by al-Qaeda's North African arm in 2011 during a visit to Timbuktu.
I'm in extreme circumstances and a difficult security situation.
French special forces killed 2 militants and captured 2 others during the early morning raid in northern Mali. Islamist groups have slowly reasserted their foothold just 2 years after France drove them from the country's north. Migrants seeking residency in Russia must pass an exam on the country's history and language. It will soon be vital they answer based on Moscow's official version of events. Applicants will be expected to state that Crimea joined Russia, even though Moscow annexed the peninsula in March of last year. They must also recognize Joseph Stalin as a great leader of the Soviet Union, despite being painted a dictator by the West. Russia introduced mandatory testing for migrant workers in late 2012 as part of a clampdown on immigration. A sculpture of NSA whistleblower Edward Snowden made a brief appearance in a Brooklyn park on Monday. A group of anonymous artists erected the large bronze bust of Snowden overnight. The artists say they sympathized with the former NSA contractor and wanted to pay him tribute. City officials removed the statue later in the afternoon. Junior high school students in Japan will soon be taught a government-approved history lesson. New geography textbooks approved on Monday will state that South Korea illegally occupies the Takeshima Islands. Both countries have laid claim to the islands for decades. The South Korean foreign minister called the move provocative and summoned Tokyo's ambassador. And protesters in Seoul ripped up textbooks in front of the Japanese embassy. Check out the Vice News YouTube channel for more original reporting and documentaries from around the world.
Really what I'd like to see is the Justice Department's Office of Information Policy. They're sort of the FOIA cop. They're supposed to make sure that all of the government agencies are adhering to guidelines that Attorney General Eric Holder wrote back in 2009, and to make sure they're complying with it. The simplest thing they could do is enforce it, and they're not doing that.